The views and opinions expressed in this podcast by the host and or the guest do not necessarily reflect the views of the host and or Paranormal Buzz Radio and or its sponsors. Use of any material produced by Paranormal Buzz Radio without express written consent is prohibited. Paranormal Buzz Radio will not be held responsible for you holding your knees, crying, and rocking in a corner in a puddle of your own urine, or being beheaded by a group of children in a cornfield. In fact, if you come across a group of children in a cornfield, we promise to make fun of you as you run away screaming in terror. Listener discretion is advised. You are now entering the all-consuming realm of Shea's Paranormal Chat, where the things that are better left unsaid are actually said.
Shut up and sit down.
You're listening to Shea's Paranormal Chat. Paranormal podcasting done Shea's way. Tons of fun.
Dude, seriously?
A bit sarcastic.
Hashtag investigator, not hunter.
But always real.
Hashtag data, not evidence.
Don't get your panties in a twist.
Oh my god, really?
This is real, raw conversation. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the show.
Hello, everybody. TGIF. Welcome to episode 23, Q&A with Kelly and Shea. See,
Hello.
I did it again because it rhymes.
It rhymes. It just rolls off the tongue that way.
It does. It really does. Plus, Kelly's awesome, so, you know.
Yeah. That's
Yeah.
debatable, but it does rhyme. I will give you that one.
It was so funny that day. Kelly sends me a message. I put Kelly and Shea instead of Shea and Kelly because it rhymes. I'm like, oh my god, I did that like 30 minutes ago.
Well, I didn't want you to think like I was being egotistical by saying, I'm going to put my name first. No, it just rhymed. So.
I don't care either way. I'm like...
I know, but, you know.
It was just funny that we both had the same...
yeah. The same thought and the same lineup for all of it. So, yeah. That's because we share a brain, Shay.
Well, I share a brain with somebody because I do not have a whole brain. That I can say.
If we take all of us and put it together, though, we've got to come up with one whole one, right?
And one hell of a one.
Well, yeah, absolutely. It's going to be a good one.
Yeah, that's right. First in chat, hello, Miss Kim. Kim, I hope you are feeling better tonight. If not, I hope you're feeling better. Everybody say some prayers for Kim. She really needs them. Hello, Wolf. So, we're planning this on being a short show. Well, short being an hour.
We said that last time, I think, didn't we?
Last time we did a Q&A, I'm like, this is definitely going to be a short show. Nobody's going to come and listen. We'll be good to go, and like we were on the air for almost 2 hours.
Yeah.
Hello, Mama Pat.
Nothing we do is short. Yeah. Nothing.
Well, no comment.
Be good.
Oh yeah, Sherry, be good.
Yeah. Well, you know, a girl can dream. So.
Yeah. You know.
No, actually, I don't want you to be good. We'd be boring if we behaved. We would be ridiculously boring.
I try to behave. It just doesn't work out that way. I think of for a split second, I'm going to behave tonight, and then I'm like, why?
Why would you do that?
Yeah.
Take all the fun out of everything.
Yeah. And I'm not that bad, even on my worst, but, you know.
Okay, I cannot for the life of me get a link to this stupid show to post on Instagram. Okay, I'll stop and I'll focus. Hello, everybody.
You're good. Hey, Miss Cynthia. You're good.
Kim and Wolf and Mama Pat and Cynthia.
Yes. So, at some point tonight, I actually had questions written down for you, but I left them on the other side of the room. which is what I did last night with my glasses when I was on Cynthia's show.
You had questions for me? You're not supposed to have questions. You're on the show.
Just in case I needed them. I did have some. They've been written down for like 6 to 8 weeks, so I keep adding to it in case we ever need it. There's a list of Kelly questions. Yeah. Hey, Mal.
Well, okay then.
Yeah.
Good to know.
Just in case we ever do a Q&A and we don't get any questions, I want backup.
Well, that's not a bad plan.
Yeah. I could be like, how you doing?
How you doing?
How you doing? So, if anybody missed it last night, I was on Raven Rose, and those guys, let me say it straight. Raven Rose Paranormal, they're awesome. They threw out some amazing questions. I so enjoyed it because, you know, I'm the same way. I always ask people the same questions over and over again. But they just went straight for it. They're like, boom. And I really liked it.
They're good people.
Yep.
They're
awesome
good people.
Awesome people. So, before we get going, because at the end of the show, I'm going to be like, yeah, I'm done. Good night. Click. Done. Why don't you tell us what you have coming up? Because I don't want to forget.
Oh, God.
Anything?
Yeah. Where's my calendar? Hang on. Hang on.
Take your time. That's why I'm asking now. I just want to, in case Kelly's exhausted. I'm exhausted. So it'll be interesting.
Oh, hey, I have class on Monday. So an intuitive journey is on Monday. I should probably get that out on Facebook and scheduled. I think we're going to do tarot again. Well, not again. We were going to do tarot last month and we canceled because it snowed like 12,000 inches of snow.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
So I've got class on Monday, and that's just the monthly class. So it's usually a couple hours long. And then I have, oh no, that isn't next Monday. It's the 18th. I had to move it. That's why I wasn't prepared. Look at me go. Excuse me. Class is on the 18th because I moved it. I was supposed to be in New York.
That's right.
On March 23rd, we have HauntACon coming up in Omaha. That's going to be super, super fun. So that's being put on by March 23rd.
That's what I thought. I share the crap out of it, and I can't remember. I share so much and see so much, I can't remember the dates. But
yeah, that's being put on by Jane Chad, and she's just got some awesome guests coming in. So we'll have Dan Class and Coyote Chris Sutton, and Josh Hurd will be there. He'll actually be doing a premiere of A Brush with Evil 3, which I've seen some of the clips of it. He's shown me a little bit of clips ahead of time. It looks really, really good.
Don't get me wrong, I've never seen any of them, and I feel so bad because I've actually interviewed him a couple times now.
They're really good.
I know, and it's on my list before the fire. It was at the top of my list.
Well, yeah. Priorities. I mean, we get it. We get that 100%.
But I do want to see him.
He had his last one that came out was oh my gosh, I just had the title of it. Light, something light.
Yeah. Yeah. Hold on. Yep. Yeah,
Into the Light? That's not right.
Something like that.
Something like, I can't remember, but anyways, the last documentary he had come out was really, really good. So I can't wait to see this one. So yeah, Josh will be there. Chris Case will be there. Johnny Hauser, Dustin Perry, Ryan Buell, the Sally House people, Toby and is it Toby or Tony? Tony Pickman. And I can't think of her name. But yeah, just a ton of super cool people. So excited about that. And then we have, I have an intuitive retreat at the Granger House on April 6th, and that's getting closer to full. So if you guys are thinking about it, you want to get into that soon. Into the Light. Thank you, Cynthia. Into the Light.
Into the Light too.
Yes. Yes. And then we have our debut.
I always confuse it with, I think it's, not to interrupt you, but I did.
No, you're fine.
I'm going to keep going. I always confuse it with David Glidden's Lights in the Sky documentary.
I think David worked with him on this one. I think I'm 90% positive that it was Josh, and it's technically, I think it's David's project, and Josh was just part of it. Is it the same one,
though? Is that why I always confuse?
Yeah, I think so, yeah.
About the strange lights phenomena?
Yep.
Okay, yep, I'm with you then. Okay, then I'm not that far off base.
Yeah, I do think it's technically David Glidden's, and then Josh was just a part of that. So I'm going to mute you for just a second. So
okay, I'll just keep talking. David worked with Josh. Okay. She can probably hear me. I can't hear her. She's muted. I'm just going to keep talking. I can never remember because there's so many, but I knew the Brush with Evil, and but then I always confuse the other ones. And I do a lot of banners for people that people don't realize it's me doing. I do event banners and I do show banners. So I know the information, but I confuse them. So.
Yeah. Sorry, my baby girl is taking off to go to her dad's, and she came in to say bye. So
that's okay. We never apologize for taking time for our children. Never, ever, ever, ever.
I needed to snuggle her because, that's what I do.
My daughter comes in, I don't mute it. I'm like, say hi to Kate. So
Kate's more used to it. Maddie probably would have cringed if I'd left her on the air. So
that's what if anybody's listening that doesn't know, our children are kind of simile. Kind of around the same age.
Yeah.
How old are your kids again?
I've got a 21, 18, 15, and 13.
Yes. So I got 24, 19, and my daughter will be 18 in May. So I have to say, since I announced everything about this poor girl's life on air, got into her top pick. College. She was deferred a couple months ago, but her school didn't send the transcripts, but she didn't think she was getting in. We found out she got into the top.
Oh, good for her. Yay. That's exciting.
6 hours closer than her second pick, so yay, Mama.
That's a good thing. Yes, that's a good thing for Mom, because they cannot go that far away. So, anyways, all right, we should probably focus. See if anybody has questions. I totally wasn't watching chat at all.
We don't.
We never do. We never do.
That's what makes us so different.
And I was telling Shea before we got online, I don't know what I did, but my back has been just killing me all day long, like little muscle spasmy, unhappy stuff. So I just took my muscle relaxer to try to make it calm down. So have fun, guys. I will either be really, really fun or sleeping here in about half an hour. So, yeah.
And I told her I'm waiting until after the show because I'm crazy enough. Because I pulled a muscle in I have a back, everybody knows I have a back injury, but I pulled the muscle that goes right down the middle of one side of my butt cheek today. So it shoots right up. But I have to wait till after because I'm crazy enough without drugs, without alcohol.
I think you're just trying to find somebody who's going to massage your butt cheek for you. You're just making up excuses, aren't you?
Unfortunately, I've had offers, and I just,
Oh, darn. I'm not even getting any offers.
I didn't say they were good offers. I said I got offers. There's a difference. All right.
My wonderful mother, because Maddie, my daughter that was just in here, we had her in the hospital a couple days ago. She's got kidney stones. And so my mom's like, well, that all sounds like kidney stone pains. I'm like, what would be the possibility that we both have kidney stones at the same point? That's just not possible.
I don't know. Mama Pat knows everything.
Yeah. Well, see, and she also reads my damn mind, because as I'm saying this, she's like, I told her she was having sympathy pains for Maddie, kidney stones.
Yep.
Yeah. She's got to stay out of my head. It's scary in there. Scary.
Like, what did you say? A haunted madhouse and roller coaster ride mixed in one or something?
It's a haunted roller coaster, yeah. Wouldn't that be a blast? There needs to be a theme park that's like totally haunted house themed. That would be a super good time.
Yeah, that would be. Would be.
Anywho.
Who's the psychic? Mama Pat says, who's the psychic?
Mama Pat's the psychic. She's most definitely the psychic. What did she... We do this all the time, and I can't even think of examples of it, but, like, because we talk on Facebook all the time while I'm at work, because, but so we'll be chatting and we'll both send the same thing at the same time, or, just randomly out of the blue, I'll be thinking, oh, I need to tell mom about something. And she'll message me like, hey, have you figured out blah, blah, blah. I'm like, stop. We just can't figure out which one of us is picking up the message from the other.
My sister and I do it all. Well, Kelly and I do it too. Which,
yeah, we do.
Kelly and I, we're close friends, but we don't message each other all the time.
No.
So when it happens, and I was like, I was just thinking about you. But my sister and I, every day we do it. Every day.
Yeah. Yeah. It's pretty routine for Pat and I too. So
yeah.
Good times though. I don't think you can spend. Well, I don't know. I was going to say, I don't think you can spend as much time as I do with my mom or you with your sister and not do some of that. But you and I mean, we've never actually even really met.
No.
And we
but
do
it. happens all the time.
Yeah.
It
does
so
happen a lot.
funny.
But it's the brain share. I'm going to go back to the whole brain share thing.
Well, I couldn't be luckier than to share a brain with anybody else but you.
Aww, you're such a kiss ass. But I love you.
I'm a pretty good fake kiss ass, but everybody knows that I'm faking when I do try to do it. Like, I can't hide my feelings very well at all.
Yeah, there's no reason to hide it.
No
reason.
Used to be grandma too sometimes. Her and grandma, or you and your grandmother?
I have to go see what she said. Used to be grandma sometimes too. I think probably her and grandma more so than me and grandma, but her and my grandma talked a lot. So I would assume that's what she meant, but
maybe.
Who knows? See, just proof that it's her digging around in my brain, because I don't know what the hell she's talking about.
Could be. I got kicked out of Spreaker, so I'm trying to stall time here as I get back in. Right,
yeah, Mom Pat saying, yeah, her and grandma.
Oh.
So, cute story about my grandma. So, it was me, my mom, and then my grandma. So the 3 generations.
Yeah.
And then when I had my kids, when Austin started getting big enough to talk and start calling people by names, she would have been his great grandma. And for some reason, he associated great with big. And so she became Big Granny. And that was her name. And so she actually has it on her tombstone out at the cemetery. It says Big Granny on it because that was her title. Every single kid has called her that. So
that is cute.
Yeah, she liked it. She kind of liked it.
My mother, because this reminds me of my mother, was supposed to be Graham, right?
Mm-hmm.
But I was so strict, especially for my first son. He wasn't allowed cookies or anything like that. Well, when my mother would babysit him, she would sneak him cookies, but call him crackers.
Yeah.
And somehow it became, he would go in and he'd be like, Graham Cracker. And I'd be like, what?
That's too cute.
And she's like, my stepfather, actually. That's what he calls her now. And every kid, I was the oldest, so every grandkid since then calls my mother. Now my kids are teenagers, they don't.
Well, yeah.
As little kids and on up, yep, she was known as Graham Cracker.
Oh, that's too cute. That's adorable. Isn't it funny how people get their names and they get stuck with them?
Yeah.
So Madeline's name is Madeline Rebecca, right? But her older brother, the one in the middle, he didn't speak until he was 4 before he started talking, really. And even then he was pretty cautious on what he said, and he just couldn't say Madeline. So I think he was trying to call her baby, because she was the baby.
Yeah. And
he called her B. And that's all that had come out. B, B. So it stuck. She's B. And everybody will look at us like, so what's her name? Is it like Beatrice? Is it it's like, no, it's Madeline. They're like, what? And it's like, yeah. well, where did B come from? And then we have to tell everybody, oh, well, you see, my kids don't do anything normal, so he didn't talk. And although his first phrases that we heard him muttering, he loves when I share the story, by the way. He used to watch The Mummy, the Brendan Fraser movie, The Mummy.
Yep.
And there's a part of it where they're all walking through the streets and they're going, Emotep. So I hear him walking around the house one day going, Emotep, Emotep. I'm like, dude, you're not even speaking, and that's what you're going to say? So yeah, that was really the first thing he said was Emotep, because he's crazy.
That's how I got my nickname, you know. With
It's
my aunt is 4 years older than me, and she couldn't say Sherry.
Oh, runs
so
the family?
Yeah. So she started saying Shasha, which got shortened to Sha, which is my family to this day still calls me Sha. And I spelt it Shea, so friends started calling me Shea, and here we are 21 years later at my ripe old age of 21. And,
Right?
Yeah. But my family does not say Shea. The first time Matt, the co-owner, called me Shea, I almost died. I'm like, wow.
I call you Shay so often that I forget to call you Sherry Ann or Sherry or it's just
Shay's fine.
you're Shay. That's how I learned you. You are forever stuck with Shay
on purpose. By the way.
I know, right? I don't see any questions yet. We're still waiting for some questions.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Because that would get us in trouble.
Yeah.
We have to answer it. I did say anything goes. You guys are both our favorites, Cynthia. We love Raven Rose.
Yes.
How is that for a PC fluff answer? I could be a politician.
How about he's on the team, he's our favorite investigator and she's our favorite medium.
That works. For Raven Rose, absolutely. Yep.
All right, so I don't even think I told Kelly this. She saw the post, but I didn't tell her ahead of time. We're gonna test the call-in line tonight.
Oh, okay.
So I do know how to work it, and I tried it once Sunday. But it tends to kick out the host, and I have to add the host back. So I figured, why not try it live on air? So.
Well, yeah, because what a better place to try it, right?
Yeah, because I like keep saying, people have offered, I'll help you, but I don't have time, and I always forget to, do stuff that I'm supposed to do. Well, that's it. I meant stuff for myself that I want to do.
So do we have somebody to call in, or?
Oh, no, I'm just going to announce the number on air.
And we're going to see who calls in?
Yes, but here's the deal. When they call, at least the first time, this is what's going to happen. It's going to ring, and when I answer it, it's going to kind of put you on hold.
Okay.
Answer it, and then I'm going to instantly add you back in.
Okay.
Because I know how much you love me, and I figured you'd be. But I don't know, the second call we get, I don't know if it will kick you out, or again.
Well, that's just weird.
Add you. Yeah, this is why I don't use it, but I figured.
You know what? Might as well try it out, because,
that's what I was thinking, right?
Callers would be fun. Then we can harass other people. It's Roland! Quick. Oh, no! I mean, it's Roland! Yay!
So.
We totally pull back our answer that we just gave earlier that Cynthia's our favorite. I mean,
we have no favorites, yeah. Yeah, we never said.
We did not say. That sounded too it did sound complicated, didn't it? But I think it's easier than it sounds, maybe. But you have to keep in mind that Shay and I are technically challenged, or technology challenged. We're technically challenged, too.
We're both. All of the above.
Yes. But we're technology challenged, so it's harder than it sounds.
Yeah, it's, yeah, that'd be a rolling voodoo. I have a couple exes we can also do a patent on voodoo dolls.
Yeah?
Not the ones I always talk about, because I still like them. I always talk about Aaron and Matt.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, we like them. Don't do ones from them. That would be wrong.
Yeah.
But I'm sure we could come up with a list.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right.
I'm just reading.
I've been called half pint for so long. Oh, half
I knew
pint.
that. I
really?
knew that. Yes.
I did not know that.
Yep.
No.
Kind of, sort of.
I don't know how I'd handle it if somebody called me half pint.
I would prefer half pint over fat ass.
Whoa. Okay, well, those are your options, then yes. I didn't know those were our only options.
Well, wait, if you have an ass like mine, it is.
Whatever.
All right, let's see. Okay, question. Does Santa really exist? He did at one time.
In my house, if you don't believe in Santa, he stops bringing you presents, Roland. Do you still believe in Santa? My children will all answer yes. Or did you misspell that? Was that supposed to say Satan? Or Satin?
Yeah.
Hail Satin.
Hail Satin. Yeah.
I was trying to remember, where were we that I saw that written on the wall we were investigating? Oh, it was out of Viola's schoolhouse.
Present I bought.
Really?
Yeah.
Christmas is hard.
Well, we're just not big gift givers. We spend time together and we hang out and we do things, but I don't remember the last Christmas present or the last year I bought Christmas presents, to be honest.
Oh, I have to. I've got kids, but
oh, I do too. That's the sad part. So,
that's too funny.
Yep.
My Santa, Roland. Damn it! I'm reading things out loud. Don't type things like that.
I don't get it.
His Santa is hot. I asked him if he still believed in Santa. Think about who his Santa would be.
His wife?
Yeah.
Okay.
You had to think way too hard on that.
No, don't be sorry. I've said worse on air, Roland. Don't worry about it. I've said worse on your show.
Yeah,
You know. I think I only dropped the F-bomb once on that show, though.
Once or twice. I don't remember.
Yeah.
It wasn't horrible.
I know he was the one that did it first, though. So. All right. So we don't seem... Maybe they're holding back the questions to call in. Or I'm going to give the number and nobody's going to call us.
That might be it, too. Before we get started, though, my stupid dog thinks he needs out. So I'm going to mute this, and I will be right back. So you're, like, totally on your own as you talk him through this whole calling thing.
That's fine. He dropped it 3 times, yes. I think I only dropped it once, maybe twice, which for me isn't much. I did flash my boobs on accident, though. Which I hope it helps your ratings, guys. Or it might hurt your ratings, who knows? As I take a sip of my coffee deep into my... there. Alright, so yeah. I'm just going to have you guys call in, and I'm going to answer, and then I'll have to reconnect Kelly. It's not hard on your side. It's hard on my side. I had so many comments I could have made right then, but I'm going to be good. It helped. It helped. Oh, it was totally by accident. I didn't want to hold the phone the whole time, so I got my daughter's pumpkin. Yes, she still has a pumpkin, and put it on the table in front of me. And I went to put the phone, lean it against the pumpkin, and I bent over a little too far. And the topic is Q&A and whatever we feel like, because we don't have a guest. That's the topic. Shea's being good. So this could go. Actually, let's I see a shadow. She might be coming back. We'll see. Oh, maybe that's just my camera readjusting. I don't know if I should. They said talk through it, but I don't want to add somebody. Oops, I lost my. Spreaker's not cooperating either. Excuse me. All right. So here's the number. I'm going to give out the number. Feel free to call. Kelly will either be back or she will be very surprised when she comes back. One or the other. I'm kind of stalling here because I think she has to answer the return call. So, let's see. Oh, we have Miss Luna. It's a ghost. Might be our crazy cats. Hey, Shea. What made me start? Oh, that's a great question, Luna. Well, I had just got talked into doing a show. And I was on my second episode after buying all the equipment and somewhat learning the program. Which the equipment I have, or I should say, even Matt bought me a very expensive mic. The network had to close. So I was looking for options to continue my show since I had just started and I have everything to do it. And one thing led to another. It was the same price. And then the step up. And then we added Jen came on board and we did the second show. And then Benji and Brittany come on. We added the third show. And we just keep branching out from there. It just kind of, it happened to me. I didn't decide to. It just kind of happened. And I'm not complaining. It was odd how it happened, but I'm glad it happened. I've learned a lot of new things. I've met a lot of great people. I'm not censored. I can talk about what I want, which is a big issue when you're on a network, especially for somebody like me that I don't hold back, and it gets me in trouble sometimes. I mean, I'm polite and I'm courteous, but I speak my mind, so I hope that answers your question. It just kind of happened. It went from me having a show to a network all overnight. It was like, boom. I started my show August 17th, and by October 1st, this network started. So it was very quick. Here she is. Oh, that's not too much.
Okay, I'm back.
Hello.
Hello.
All right. You're welcome.
See, all it took is me walking away, and now people are asking questions.
Only one. This is the second one. He wants to talk about. Roland, you wanna call in? If you're the first one to call in, or should we answer this and then have people call in?
I don't care. Either way is fine.
All right. Let's see. All right, Roland, if everybody else can wait 2 seconds, let Roland call in if he wants to. I'm waiting. I'm trying to stall to see if he wants to call in or if he just wants us to answer. Because we talked about it a lot last night, but you weren't there, so it will be great to get your opinion, even though you were in chat.
I was listening.
Yeah. All right, Roland's going to call. The number is 712-560-3505. It might disconnect you, Kelly, but I'll add you right back.
Say the number one more time.
712-560-3505.
I just put it in chat.
All right. And after Roland's done, we can take whoever comes. Here it comes. All right.
And you don't. That's fine.
All right. Hello. Is it working?
Hello.
Hey, hold on. I got to add Kelly back.
Okay.
I recognize your voice instantly. Here we go.
Okay, let me take off my earphones because I'm listening to the radio on the other phone.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Here we go.
Tell me when you're ready. Tell me when you're ready.
It does hang up on me. That's so weird.
It does. That's why I don't know if the next call will hang up or not. We do have Roland. He was the first to call in. So Roland, go ahead
now I don't have video though.
No, we won't have video because he's calling from a phone. It's not Skype.
Now I won't see your pretty face. Okay.
Oh, sorry.
No, you're fine.
I didn't know if you were wanting to do it as a phone or
no. You did
FaceTime.
You did what I said.
No, you did exactly what you were supposed to. I just wasn't thinking.
Yeah.
It doesn't take much for me to not think. You're perfect, Roland.
Awesome. I know we talked about this yesterday, but it is an actual long-standing issue that has actually been a big concern. How do you feel about the negative effect of TV? And I'm not picking any particular channel.
You can.
But there is, in the paranormal field, when people do research, like when we were at Waterloo, a lot of people came up and asked us about, how we investigate, and do we investigate like X show and said show. I think that's becoming a negative effect. Do you feel that that's also becoming a negative effect to paranormal investigators? Especially ones that are new, because that's actually what I'm targeting it for.
I think new or old, actually, it's having a negative effect because people are seeing this sensationalism on TV and they're thinking that that's what ghost hunting needs to be and or should be and or really is. And none of that is true,
By the way, Kelly, I can see you. You just can't see me.
Oh, so I shouldn't be sitting here picking my nose then? I'm kidding. I'm not, but...
Sorry, Roland. I just wanted to give her a heads up. I forgot she didn't know. I can see her shuffling the cards.
I'll keep my clothes on.
Damn it.
So,
that'll help ratings.
No, we want to keep our listeners and viewers. We don't want to. Yeah. Anyways, it's unfortunate because people are thinking that that's what it's going to be, and it's from all different aspects of it. They'll see it be all this stuff shoved into an hour like something's happening all the time. So then they go out to do an investigation and they're there for 8 hours and they have maybe one little itty bitty thing happen, and then they're disappointed. So there's that aspect of it.
The thing that concerns me though is that some of the ones that are already, have some of their chops and they go out and they decide to do a client and they see all of this and they think, okay, I've done my investigation. Here's the evidence. Thank you. Goodbye. And there's no follow-up. And I don't think that practice is being imparted with some of the TV shows that are coming on. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think there's definite truth to that. Go ahead, Shea. Sorry.
No, go ahead. That was my answer. Yeah.
No, I think there's definite truth to that. You don't see the follow-up for any of it, but, I want to say in my time I've seen maybe 1 or 2 follow-up shows from like ghost hunters, but for all the shows that they've done, it's pretty rare. But so much focus now is being put on being a superstar, being good-looking, being in the limelight, and becoming a star from this that the focus is being lost on what we're really supposed to be doing. We're supposed to be helping people. We're supposed to be sharing the stories of the spirits. We're supposed to be sharing the history of the location, not having our face out in front of everybody and being famous. I don't know.
Okay.
No, I agree.
Okay. Well,
I'm holding back because I spoke at length on this last night and everybody heard my opinion that was listening last night. So now I'm giving you a chance to say it. If they missed it, go to Raven Rose Paranormal. Give them a like and give them a follow.
Well, and Cynthia said they forgot we're here to help. And that, that's, I think for the majority of people who've gotten into the paranormal field, they got in it to help or they got in it to gain more knowledge. And now all of a sudden we've got experts and professionals and...
There's no such thing in the paranormal as a fucking expert or a fucking professional ghost hunter.
No,
hey, you dropped the F-bomb.
Yeah, it irks me.
But and how can there possibly be? You cannot prove that ghosts are real. You cannot prove that spirits exist. You cannot prove that they can communicate with us. Can we try? Absolutely. Can we gather data? I won't say evidence because I know it's a Shea trigger, but can we gather data that helps maybe support the theory that they do? Absolutely. Do I know for a fact that they do? Yeah, I know for a fact that they do, but I can't prove it.
Same here. Yeah.
Okay, but then how do you support what a medium is feeling if you can't back that up and the client expects some kind of answer? Don't you think that there should be some kind of evidence to back up what you are receiving?
I think part of it needs to go on faith. I mean, ideally, there will be something that's going to back it up as well. You know, like I'm getting this spirit's name is Jeff, and he just keeps saying, I'm new here. And Josh can back that up with team after team who is getting that same message and information. You know, that validates both sides of things. So if you can have that, that's the ideal situation, to have both. Have the intuitive side and have the science side. But there's so many things in our lives that have to just go on faith. And to a certain extent, there's a little bit of faith that has to go with this.
I believe in psychics and I believe in mediums. Some, not all. But I still question where they get their information. They are getting it somewhere extra, whatever that word is, extra sensory.
Mm-hmm.
You know? But I wonder if they're all like psychics. Are they reading your mind? Are they picking up on dead people? Mediums, are they actually talking to dead people? I'm not a medium, so it's hard for me, but I have so many questions. Like,
well, and I've asked that question before of myself.
From God? Like, yeah. You're getting the information, but I don't know where.
And I've asked that question of myself before, too, because, I mean, keep in mind, guys, yes, I am a psychic medium, but I am also a totally analytical person. I'm a Virgo, for God's sake.
Yep.
So I have absolutely asked the question of, am I just reading their mind or am I getting information from a different source? And it has to be coming from a different source, because sometimes they'll be asking about this situation, or they'll be thinking that they want guidance or answers to this particular situation, and here comes this information out of nowhere, or this spirit has stepped forward to talk to them that they weren't even thinking about.
Yeah.
And here's this communication that I have to provide to them. And it's right. It's still accurate. It's still, you know, exactly the information that needed to be passed, and things that I shouldn't have known, but they hadn't thought about it forever. So those are the times that I have to think it can't just be, it's not just that I'm reading their mind. It can't be.
Even if it was just reading their mind, that's awesome itself.
That's still a pretty cool, yeah.
I don't mean it in a negative way, but I have all these questions. Yeah. I've never, you know, I have intuition, I have thoughts. I'm no way close to a psychic. I don't talk to dead people. But this stuff happens to me too. Where does it come from if I'm not, you know? I just don't.
Okay. Well, see, and that also, you know, and that also comports with the idea of thoughts and prayers and things. You know, you have that sense of belief. But going back to the question about media, you know, you have all these TV mediums, these TV mediums that can go out and they say these things, and all of a sudden they're disproven. You know, they just recently, there's a lady who had her show, and she basically claimed that the girl on the picture was dead, and found out that the girl wasn't dead. She actually grew up to be something, you know. And with that negativity, do you think that affects even a medium in the paranormal field?
Oh, absolutely. You get one person who, and that can come from two different sides. You get one person who makes something up, and all of a sudden, all of us are fighting harder to prove that there's really something real to what we're doing. It's the same with ghost hunters. You have one person fake something, and all of a sudden, everybody's information, things that they've captured, is being questioned. So, you know, but the other side of that is not everybody is doing it maliciously. Sometimes it truly is a misinterpretation.
Which
Because
we talked about last night, yep.
Right. Because for me, it isn't always that they're saying exact words to me. A lot of times it is. They're saying words to me, and I'm playing monkey in the middle, and I'm spitting those words out just as quick as they come to me, which is half the time the things fly out of my mouth, and I'm like, oh my God, I did not mean to just say that. But I was repeating what was said so quickly that I shocked myself. But other times they'll give me just like a situation, and I have to interpret what that situation means, and there's where I worry the most that I can get off on it. But like if they're showing if the situation that I need to talk to the person about it is something that's hard to figure out, that you have to keep pushing, you have to be persistent, you have to be your own advocate, you have to trust your gut and follow that you haven't got to your final answer yet, they'll show me my son Ian, because that's exactly what happened to him when he was a baby. I had to trust my gut and push and push and push to make sure that we got to the point that he was getting the help that he needed, or he would have died. And so they'll show me, they'll say, this is an Ian situation. And then I know what that means to me, but I'm still putting some of my own interpretation on it. Yeah. So sometimes when a psychic medium and potentially even a ghost hunter says something that's not 100% accurate, it may not be malicious, and it may not be that they're fake. It could just be they misinterpreted something.
Okay. All right.
Not
Thank you.
sticking up
I'll
for
go ahead
everybody.
and hang up, and I'll go ahead and let you get your next caller. Thank you.
Thank you for calling.
Thanks, Roland.
Okay. All right.
And I'm
bye.
not. Bye. I am not adjusting every mistake everybody makes and blowing it off as saying, oh no, absolutely everybody's real, because there are a lot of people who are out there who just make shit up to take money from people, you know. But there's times that we're going to make mistakes. And how many times have you heard me say, Shea, if you ever find a psychic medium who says they're never wrong, or a ghost hunter who says I can prove it and get evidence 100% of the time, run away from them. They're scary. You know, that's just not real.
It's not real in life, period. You
No,
can't be
it's
right
just
all
not.
the time. No matter how us wives feel, we cannot be right all the time. Let's see if we could take one more call. Like I said, this is going to be a short show. Like I said, I can still see Kelly. Kelly can't see me.
That's okay.
So that's not why. It's just been a long week, and my ass hurts. Kelly's back hurts, you know.
Cynthia was saying those are the ones that make us look bad, and absolutely, those are the ones that make us look bad.
I love similes. I love metaphors, and I always say, think of it this way. Think of if your favorite food's apple pie, and you eat tons of apple pie, and then one time you eat a rotten pie. That's the one that's going to stand out in your mind the most. You know?
Yeah, and there's so much truth to that. Mama Pat says that all the time. Yeah. That, you know, in a job is a great example. Your boss will be the first person to come up and tell you when you made a mistake, but they're not coming up to you every day and saying, great job, you didn't make a mistake today. But let you make a mistake, and they're going to come up and say, you know, you did this wrong.
Yep.
So it's hard for the positive and the right to be notified and recognized as much as it is when there's a mistake.
Exactly. That's how I truly feel.
Mama Pat, and many words of wisdom.
Yep. I love Mama Pat. I wish she would come on one of these shows one of these times.
I keep trying to talk her into it. I think she'd do it quicker if you asked her.
I don't like talking people into things. The invitation's there. If they just, I wouldn't even talk my sister into it. My sister called in Sunday, so it shocked the shit out of me. So I let people decide on their own. I'm going to give the number one more time. We're just going to take one more quick call. Well, we'll see how quick it is, but we're only going to take one more call tonight, and at least we know how it works for next time, and we can start taking calls quicker. The number is 712-560-3505. So we will see.
Yeah. No, I think that worked good. And I came right back on. It didn't take long at all. So.
No, I just happen to know who the guest is. So imagine Jen's surprise when it kicked her off and she's been trying to get my sister Nicole on a show. And I answer and I'm like, who do we have? Being a smartass, you know? And she's like, it's Nicole. So I clicked. I'm like, Jen, guess who the fuck we have on air? I was like so excited.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
That's
it was
awesome.
funny. So, here, wait.
Oh,
Well,
TV is hard.
Call, so here we go.
We did or we didn't? Sorry.
We didn't.
Oh, hey, I can see you again.
That's what I meant.
Yay!
So.
It's tough. You'd asked the question about where you always wonder where we get our messages from. For me, it's a combination of things. So I think part of the messages that I get are coming directly from a higher power, whatever you want to call it. But some of the messages are coming from my spirit guide. She's helping filter them through. Some of the messages are information that your spirit guide is sharing with me. Some of it is just feelings that I pick up, which again can be misinterpreted.
Yep.
Yeah. You know, it could be that it's showing me a situation of sitting in a scrapbook room making cards forever, and I'm gonna go, oh my god, that's boring. And Mama Pat would be like, hell yeah, sign me up. So
I love scrapbook.
Again, it could be a misinterpretation. I like to buy the stuff. The stuff is cool, going in and finding the paper and all the little doodads for it, but sitting down and actually making it, I can't do it. I can't do it, but it's weird how the messages will come through from a lot of different places, and then obviously, if I'm connected to a spirit who's died, then it's coming directly from them. But it's usually a combination.
Is that your computer?
That was my phone.
Oh, okay. Wasn't sure if I was really hearing something or. We have a couple. We're gonna. If you guys have any last minute questions, put them in chat here. We're gonna be ending in like 7 minutes. Neither one of us are feeling awesome. Not that we don't want to be with you guys. Don't get me wrong, but. We have Kim saying if you get bored, wait a minute, hold on. Yep, that's where it goes. If you get bored fast, ghost investigating is not for you. True.
That is so ridiculously true.
Yep.
It's so true.
Because
only...
Go ahead.
I was going to say, not only is it just sitting around doing nothing for a lot of hours and getting no response, but then you've got all the hours of analyzing that sitting around doing nothing and no response, too.
Yeah.
So... Yes. It's like double boring sometimes.
Well, times 8, 9, 10.
Well, yeah.
Depending on how many recorders
and cameras. And
Cynthia says she thinks her messages come from her spirit guide.
Yeah.
And Luna says she sees things in her head. I think she means like images. Luna, correct me if I'm wrong. I want Luna to come back on the show sometime. I love talking to Luna, let me tell you.
We had fun. That was a good show.
She's been on so many. I've probably been on, not since you've been co-hosting with me, but before that, I've probably been on more shows with her than I've ever been with you. So.
No, she was fun, and it was nice to have someone who thought like me and worked like me. Yeah. So that was kind of fun. But yeah, I
hear things in my head. Does that count? Oh wait, well, no, that's different voices.
But are you sure that it's not the same thing? Because. Yeah, I mean, sometimes I hear it in my head, like I can hear Mama Pat's voice in my head, or I see things in my head, like I can picture what my kids look like, Yeah. So, yeah, it's the same way. It's just I don't see it with my eyes or hear it with my ears.
For you or Luna, since Luna's the one who said it, that's why I'm directing it towards her. Do you get symbols of things besides? I know you mentioned your son, but besides him, do you get certain symbols that represent that you had to figure out what meant? I hear that a lot. And how about you, Luna?
Not a ton. Yeah. I don't, I know that there's other ones who'll say, they're showing me a yellow rose, which means this, I don't really get that so much. I'm trying to think if I get anything like that really, and I don't know. Nothing consistently that I can think of.
Some people don't. You're more clear on direct. You get more direct images, more direct sounds.
It's like I'm listening to.
Yeah.
Honestly, most of the time, what it's like is I'm eavesdropping on a conversation.
Yeah.
And I explained it to people that if I just open myself up and I don't focus on what's being said, it's like I'm in a room full of people who are all talking at the same time. So it can get really, really loud. And at first, when I started doing this, I'd end up with like a really big headache. And it was because I was listening to everything. But I realized, like, when you're at a party, if you want to listen to this person's conversation, you focus on their conversation,
on their voice,
and the rest of the noise kind of fades away.
So do you
you hear that?
Do you? I'm still trying to watch and chat too. But do you when you're focusing on that one voice, do you visually bring that voice closer in your mind? Do you direct it to yourself, or do you just focus more on that one thing? Does that make sense? I don't know if I'm...
Yeah, no, I get what you're saying. It's not like I have to pull it closer to me, but it really is like, that's the way I was describing it is probably the best way that I can describe it, is like when you're in a room full of people and you hear someone talking and you really want to hear their conversation, you just listen harder to what they're saying.
And block out everything else.
Yeah, and it just kind of naturally blocks out everything else.
I'm trying to...
Yeah. Yeah, Luna's saying she doesn't put her own interpretation on things. And I try not to too much. Like I was saying, I'm usually spitting out the words as quick as they're giving them to me, but there's times that they'll give me things that that mean something else. But even then, I'll tell them, okay, so what they're showing me is my son Ian, and I'll kind of give them just a really quick little snippet of this is what happened with him, because again, I could be interpreting that it means this when literally they needed to hear what had happened,
Right.
But so I'll still say this is what I'm seeing, or this is what they told me, but then I'll explain what that usually means. But that's just how they work with me. I think every psychic's going to be just a little bit different in that way, because just like, think about you and how you co-host with me and how you co-host with Jen. Jen and I are pretty similar creatures, but there's a little bit of differences in the way that you deal with us,
I think I interpret it as with mediums being different, or psychics, however you want to. Each one is different, the same as each ghost is different, each person is different.
Right.
And it also has to do with how you receive messages, how you interpret messages, how you audibly state the messages you're getting. Each little tiny difference adds up and makes a bigger difference.
Yeah, absolutely. And I explain that to people all the time when I'm doing like my intuitive classes or the retreats, is that we all have our own intuition, but it's going to work differently for every person, where I see things in my mind, a friend of mine actually sees it like it's in front of her, where I'll hear the voice in my head, other people literally hear it in their ears. So it works different for everybody. Who knows
if it's really different, or if it's just the way you guys are interpreting it.
Yeah, that could be true too.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, absolutely. Because I've explained sometimes too that how I see things in my head, like I can describe what a spirit looks like, but it's not because I'm seeing him with my eyes. I see him with my head. And as soon as I start explaining that to somebody else, they're like, oh yeah, that's what I meant. I'm not seeing them with my eyes, but I can see them, and so then we start talking about it, and it truly is the same, but I'll say that I can see them. I'm like, I can see them. They're standing right over there.
And what they say, your mind's eye. They can't see the quotation.
Yeah,
your mind's
and that's
eye.
exactly. They can't see us when we do that? What do you mean? We need little sound effects to go.
Yeah. I get carried away with sound effects. I try not to use them. Once I start, I don't stop.
Yeah. But it's just easiest sometimes for me to say things a certain way because then I don't have to explain to people that, well, what I hear them say is, or I see them standing,
Yeah.
you know, or they look like, or they're wearing, and it's just easier to say I see them than to try to explain, well, the image that I'm getting in my head,
Which brings me back to the thing that I always stress the most, is comparing that to how we vocalize as paranormal investigators. So most of the time, we can mean the same thing. We just, you know, we say it differently. It's just how
there's a lot of truth. Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm just, you know, I'm working on it, and I'm working on certain things.
Evidence
certain
and data.
All right, guys. I don't know why I keep apologizing, because this show is only supposed to be 1 hour.
What?
Yeah, I know.
What?
It's always like an hour and a half or so.
For that crap?
Yeah, so, you know. But I'm
We're
thinking,
never done
why am
just
I
an hour.
apologizing? It's an hour-long show, and I'm apologizing because we're not going late. That's kind of counterproductive.
We are so very sorry we did what we really should be doing every time, but you know.
We're not keeping you around for that extra. Thank you, Cynthia. And before we go, I just want to say, Luna said, I describe exactly what the person looks like. The person talking to me looks like this. That's how she words it.
Yep.
So.
Yep. And that's what I'll say. I'll say things like that too. But yeah, and I guess I don't know. In my brain, I feel like they think I'm seeing them, and I don't know why that seems kind of like your trigger words, and why it seems important to you. I don't know why it's so important to me to stress that. I don't physically see them standing in front of me, and maybe it's because I don't want to say, well, I see them standing right here, because then maybe they'll feel like they should be able to see them standing there too. I don't know.
Yeah.
Now I'm analyzing it.
That's my problem. I overanalyze everything, and that's, you know, I use certain words, and my cat just opened the door. Love when he does that. He's been working on doorknobs for a long time, and
good for him. Could he teach my children how to close them?
He hasn't taught mine yet, so probably not.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm going to give out some last-minute shout-outs here, and then we're going to end the show. But tomorrow, today's Friday. I don't want to screw it up again. I screwed it up twice in a row. Tomorrow, Into the Abyss with Peggy Gypsy. She has Mr. Ken Boggle on.
And if you guys have not been on a show with Ken,
we froze.
Is a hoot and a half. Oh my God, he is hilarious.
He is.
And you got to be on your toes, because you never know what's going to come out of his mouth.
Yep.
And ladies, he is not hard to listen to. He's got the best voice in the world.
He does.
Just saying. He does. I mean, that man could read the phone book and I would listen to him.
Yeah, that sums it up.
Yeah. So,
and
even if you have zero care,
he gives me a run for my money. I'm like, I'm going to behave, so and he's like, don't even try, because you know I'm not gonna.
No. He was a good time.
Yes, he was. All right, guys, let's see. We got shout-outs. We have Miss Beautiful Cynthia. We have Wolf Adam. We have Miss Kim. Kim, I hope you feel better. If not, go to the doctors. Do not make me drive to Iowa to bring you to the doctors, because I don't even have a car, which means I'd have to steal one, and then I would get arrested, and you'd have
don't make us use our mom voice, Kim.
Yeah, just, you know. She knows I love her, though. I lost my place. Where are you? Kim.
We got Mama
Aaron, Pat. Wolf. Mama Pat. Luna. Matthew.
Mallory.
Roland. This is why I usually do the last ones, because I suck.
I'm scrolling up from the bottom.
Yeah, see,
we'll meet in the middle somewhere.
Problem. I'm missing somebody. Oh.
Miss Luna.
Keep scrolling. See if I miss it.
Okay.
Don't forget, tomorrow is Miss Beautiful Jen B's birthday.
Yes.
So, if you're not friends with her on Facebook, post to the Paranormal Buzz or the Skeptic and the Psychic group post somewhere to that beautiful woman. Tell her happy birthday. There is no Sunday show because it is her birthday weekend and we are taking it off. So, but make sure.
We need to blow up her social media.
Yes. Find our Instagram, Twitter, Facebook. It's all Psychic Gen B. Anywhere, just make sure you guys tell her happy birthday.
Yep, absolutely.
Kim says, well, that's one way to get me to Iowa.
Shay, my back hurts and I haven't gone to the doctor. Are you going to come visit me now? Actually, for what it's worth.
I'm going to steal a car. I might as well visit you both.
This tells you how bad my back hurts. I tried to go to the chiropractor today. And I haven't gone to him since I fused my neck because I don't know, it just worries me like he's going to crack my neck and that fusion's going to break and then my head's just going to flop over and I'll never be able to pick my head up again. This is how my brain works.
No, so, I feel the same way about chiropractors.
Well, and he's really good. He's very like holistic. So I really do like him, but ever since they fused the vertebrae together, it makes me nervous.
I didn't know you had
if he
that
breaks
done.
Yeah, I herniated a disc or I ruptured a disc, excuse me. I think I ruptured, I don't know.
I had herniated, ruptured. Matt will have to put in chat what else I had. I had so much.
Yeah.
I took out 3 or 4 discs of mine. And
oh my gosh.
I fell downstairs and they all smushed together. So I had some herniated, some bulging, but they had to take at least 3 out. It was bad.
We have zero idea what I did. Mine just started hurting, and I was in the ER 3 times in 24 hours before they finally figured out what had happened. And by that time, it had ruptured.
Yeah.
Mama Pat almost went to jail on the 3rd visit because as I'm sitting there in the worst pain of my life, and guys, keep in mind, I have had a 9-pound baby with no medication, did not compare to the pain that I was having with my neck. So as I'm sitting there for the 3rd time, passing out because the pain was so bad, one of the nurses came into the room and she stepped just outside the door and we heard her say something about drug seeker. And I thought Mama Pat was going to go across that damn gurney after that woman. It was hilarious. So yeah.
I had a doctor once tell me that I had never had surgery on my back because some reason the records, the computer records were down or something. My surgeon signed his initials where I had, like, scarred. I have my surgeon's initials scarred into my back where the surgery was because they had to mark where it was. I'm like, really? Yeah.
They didn't have any record that you'd had surgery?
The computer was down or something. It was at that friggin' same hospital, too. That was the bad thing.
Oh, that's so weird.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's really weird, but... Yeah. But yeah, so I have a couple fused vertebrae, and I haven't been back to chiropractor since because it scares me. But I tried. I called him because it was that bad. So yeah, but he was on vacation till Monday, so I'm just suffering through it. Right? The time I need him, he takes off. What the hell? No, the poor man's entitled to his vacation. But, so then I tried to find a massage, and I couldn't find one of those. Oh, I won't call again.
Yeah.
Yeah. It'll have to be. Well, it took me waking up this morning and going to sit up in bed to get up and, like, I can't move. I can't move to make, yeah.
Yeah. Been there.
Oh, well. It can't be because I'm old because I am only 29.
21. We're the same age. You're only 21.
Oh, I like 21 even better. Okay, 21 it is.
I don't know how I have a son older than us, but okay.
Well, he's my brother. He's graduated to my brother.
No, I said I do, but okay. So we're related.
But that's what you need to do. Yeah, he's your brother now. Yeah.
I don't know how he would feel about that, but okay.
Well, it's not up to him. Yeah, this is all about us.
Yes, it's all about me. All about me. Me.
Okay.
All right.
Sorry.
I'm really into the show now. Thank you guys for listening. Saturday, tomorrow, there's too many shows. I can't even. We're on 6 nights a week now. Craziness. But tomorrow is Into the Abyss with Peggy Gypsy. Ken Boggle will be there. Monday is the premiere of Origin with Benji and Matt. So, looking forward to that too. And that will be all. Good night, everybody. Thank you.
Good night, everybody.
Thank you for listening, and for all things Paranormal Buzz Radio related, check out our website at paranormalbuzzradio.com. Like us on Facebook and follow us on Twitter and Instagram.